when a 15-year-old opened fire at a school in Spokane, Washington, in September. Liberal vultures were quick to blame the whole thing on the Second Amendment to the Constitution. This is nothing new. They roll out the same old tired and disproved arguments every time they see an opportunity. After this shooting, however, Spokane County Sheriff Ozzie Nezavich was fed up with the media buzz and finger-pointing. The camera caught the point when he couldn't take it anymore and had to set them straight. You heard every bit of that correctly. He had some uncomfortable truths regarding modern American culture. Music, video games, movies, television, and comics glorify violence. Adults can't process this information correctly and separate fantasy from reality. For the younger generations, it's not as easy. They are constantly bombarded by information telling them that the police aren't on their side, and that violence is the only solution to their problem. There's only so many times a kid can listen to Ice Cube tell them, "Here's a murder rap to keep you all dancing." With a crime record like Charles Manson, AK-47 is the tool before they start to form opinions based off this. Trending: the Pope wants to change the Lord's Prayer. It wasn't always this way. We've always been a nation of guns. The Founding Fathers used them to earn our freedom and independence. Countless American soldiers have used guns to defeat communism, Nazism, and fascism. Hunters use rifles and shotguns to put food on their family's table. Many of us carry firearms with us to protect ourselves and those we love. Despite this culture of responsibility and respect, there are elements of our culture that also produce criminals. Cities like Chicago and Detroit are stuck on cultural repeat. Violence happens everywhere, every day. The music and movies pumped into those cities are not uplifting, but rather echo the same death and destruction that citizens see every day. It's not hard to guess what children do when raised in that environment. Gang unit, where did we go wrong? Sheriff Nezavich had a childhood similar to those of us who grew up around guns. Rifle racks in the trucks, high school trap shooting teams, and a culture that respected rifles and pistols for what they are, useful tools that can be dangerous if used irresponsibly. It can't be more guns on television. The Andy Griffith Show commonly featured guns, and that never inspired a school shooting. Folk heroes like Jesse James were extremely violent. At one time, as a Confederate guerrilla fighter, he helped execute 22 unarmed Union soldiers, but, despite his status, he hasn't inspired much violence. Fear of guns can be blamed for most of this. There are parents, afraid of firearms, who refuse to teach their kids about guns, saying they only lead to murder. One experiment shows exactly what happens when a kid raised in that kind of household finds a gun. Related, gun owners score a massive win as House passes nationwide concealed bill. Anyone can see from the video exactly what happens when children have no frame of reference for firearms except what they see on television and video games. If they're constantly told that guns are simply for killing another person, they'll do just that when they pick one up. The solution looks fairly obvious to any conservative: teach children respect for guns and basic firearm safety. There will always be bad eggs, but we can begin to stop the violent cultural shift that's been causing school shootings, murders, and an all-out assault on American values. What do you think of Sheriff Nezavich's remarks? Share this story on Facebook and Twitter and let us know. What do you think is the cause of school shootings? Scroll down to comment below.